Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Majors Live special edition on TMSNX Radio, the Majors.net. I'm Adam Hernandez. Over there is Dorf, and there's Shawn, and we're back to me.
Yay!
Welcome, everybody. Like I said, we're on at a special time a little bit earlier this week. We've got the NFL Draft coming up this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday over from Jerry World, the Death Star, wherever it is you want to call it.
Jerry Jones' Fun Palace.
Jerry Jones' Fun Palace. Whatever. Anyways, like I said, we got kind of a different show set up for tonight. Not the usual format, although we're still going to implement a lot of the same things that we normally do. Only we might be going a little bit longer tonight. We're going to be reading off some of our mock drafts, just going over some of the some questions stemming from this week's draft. What are some of the biggest questions heading into it, as well as just some quick analysis with some different aspects, notably with the first round, such as quarterbacks being taken, who's going to have the most, what conference in what major college conference is going to have the most players drafted, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and get to it. We do have a fan question this week. Dorf, what do we have? It's I don't have it in front of me.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who do you want your team to draft in the first round?
That is pretty simple.
Mm-hmm. So when answering, please make sure to leave your team in the selection you'd like to see them make.
I think I know who I want.
And it that's kind of in there for the end of the show, since we normally do at this time a Detroit-centric podcast, because that's kind of the market we're out of. Since we're not doing that show right leading up to the draft, we're going to tend to take the end where we answer the fan question usually and do a little bit of self-indulgence on the Lions. So
okay, cool, awesome. Anyways,
sorry my voice sucks. Hopefully it doesn't go between now and the end of the show.
It's okay.
I can growl pretty good, but I don't think any of you want to listen to that.
I don't care. It's all right with me.
Well, it's all right. We're going to make fun of you either way.
Headphone user warning. It's going to be a lot of...
Do you even have anything to drink?
I grabbed something like 15 minutes ago and already finished it.
Shawn,
I got another water if you want another water.
Get the man another vanilla Coke out of the fridge.
Slave. Hi, buddy.
High five. We're still cool, right?
Thanks, buddy. Grab yourself one too while you're there. You don't. Oh, that's right. You don't drink pop.
You don't drink pop?
No, I haven't.
That's right. You gave it up.
It's been 12 years now.
God, you're such a wimp.
Not only is vanilla Coke great because it tastes awesome, but it's like extra good because it like coats your throat with sticky, sugary goodness, just like cough drops do.
No. All right, guys, let's go and get into it. Our first take on the draft this week or tonight is over under. How many Alabama players will get drafted in the first round? Alabama players are notably always favorite.
Frequently the most selected.
Frequently the most selected. I don't think, for the most part, this year's going to be any different. There's a notable amount of Alabama players who can get selected in the first round and who very well could be selected in the first round. So let's go ahead and start around the table. We'll start with Shawn. Shawn, or are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead. Shawn, how many Alabama players do you think will be selected in the first round?
I have even 4. I'm really even because that's what
we're doing over under on that one, by the way.
Yeah.
Over under on that is 4. You want to?
Yeah, no, that's fine. We can do over or under. We don't have to say exactly how many. So
sure. Okay.
So it's a push for Shawn.
Okay, yeah, it's a push for me then.
Push for Shawn.
Push for Shawn. Go ahead, Dorf.
For me, I actually in my mock draft I have 4, but a 5th is lurking on the corner, right at the edge of the first and second round. So, for the purposes of the episode, I'm going to say over 4. Although on my personal mock draft, I only have 4 being selected, but I will take the over.
I am going to go, I have a push as well. I have 4. This is off to a rousing start.
Hey, I got these off of like a Vegas betting site, so these are real prop bets you can place in Vegas. There were 62 of them. I only chose 5.
Oh, really?
We're not doing that show again.
Oh, jeez.
Like we usually do before the Super Bowl.
Man,
we go through all the stupid ones.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going for. I don't have anybody on the cusp of being drafted in the first round, Dorf. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
the fifth Alabama player for me goes off the board at the third pick of the second round.
Who is it? Who is it? Just for the sake of
safety, Ronnie Harrison.
who?
He goes to the Browns.
Okay.
The third pick of the third pick of the second round.
And they could definitely use a safety. So, next up,
they could use a lot of everything.
They could use it. They could still use a lot of everything, and I'm going to get to them too. When I talk about my mock draft and why I have them doing certain things that is going to better serve them for the future as opposed to the here and now. Next up, number of SEC players drafted in the first round. We'll start off with Dorf. The over and under on that one is 8. Go ahead.
On my mock draft, I have 8. However, pick 1 of the second round is a SEC player, and pick 3 is a SEC player. So, because they're so close, I'm going to go over.
Okay.
Go over as well.
Okay. Shawn?
I have under. In my mock draft, I have 7.
I am with you, Shawn. I'm going to go ahead and go with the under as well. I have 7 being drafted. Again, usually a favorite, obviously, among NFL teams. One thing with me, though, I have 0 Clemson players.
I'm right there with
going
you
in the
too.
first round.
I'm right there with you.
My first Clemson player doesn't go till round 3.
Yep. Not the
Now, compared to next year, if you look at the big boards for next year, they might have 3 of the top 5 picks, so that all their players are just young.
Which means they could be in line for a national championship again this year, right?
Very, very well, and a lot of them are defensive front 7 players, which doesn't necessarily lead to national championship success. But
next up, we have more players drafted in the first 2 rounds, Big Ten or ACC. Now, I know Dorf had no life this past week and actually is on track to do every single round in the NFL draft.
I did 5 today.
Just today.
I only did 1, so
yeah, I did the same thing.
Started working on round 6.
I'm going to go ahead and only pick the first round or take from the first round.
The prop bet is just the first round.
And you know what, Dorf? I don't see any over and unders on these ones.
It's just who will have more in the first round.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Big Ten or ACC.
Sorry, my fault. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll take this first. I actually have a push in this one as well. I have 6 for the ACC, 6 for the Big Ten. So it's a tie.
These prop bets suck.
They do.
Why did they not do any half increments so we could have a winner no matter what?
Yeah. Dorf, what do you got?
I have the ACC with 6 and the Big Ten with 5, so I'm going to take the ACC.
Okay. And Shawn, go ahead.
Well, I only did the first round, so
we modified it down to the first round.
Yep.
First round.
Yeah, so I have ACC. So that's one is I don't have anybody really in the Big Ten in my first round.
What? What is wrong with
you? Don't have anybody in the Big Ten going in the first round?
Oh yeah, I do. My bad. I had a brain fart. I have a couple people. I have a couple. Yeah, I had a brain fart. My bad.
God, who's gonna?
I was literally thinking. I'm like, I don't have anybody from Michigan.
Who's gonna be the lucky bastard? Who's gonna be the lucky bastard to get Shaquan Barkley in the second round?
I know, kidding.
Or Denzel Ward, you know?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I had a brain fart. I was literally thinking, I have nobody from Michigan going in the first round, and then I was like, wait, no, I meant to say Big Ten. No, my bad.
And this James Daniels, the center from Iowa, has been like a hard charger late, into the teens. Like you're gonna leave him out of your first round.
That's funny. Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have more players drafted in the first round. Offense or defense? We'll come back around to you, Dorf. Go ahead.
I have a push in my first round of the draft. I have 16 of each. Woohoo!
Wow.
Didn't plan that. That's just the way it worked out.
Nice.
Dorf?
You mean Shawn?
I'm Shawn. Go ahead.
I have actually defense. I have 20 people going from defense.
Shawn overvalues defensive player. No, I'm kidding.
In this draft, yes.
Damn, you've got 5 quarterbacks going in the first round.
And you still get defense.
It's only 7 other offensive players? Damn.
Huh. I have offense. I have 18 offensive players going. So there's the majority right there. And then finally, let's see. How many quarterbacks do you have going in the first round? Over under of 5. Shawn, go ahead.
I actually am pushing because I have 5 in my mock draft.
Dorf?
I have 5 as well, and there's no one on my list that's close to jumping into the first round or falling out. So I gotta say a push as well.
Yeah, that seems kind of a weird.
It's a very bad bet for Vegas because they're gonna end up giving everybody their money back.
Yeah, I don't. I think that's very weird too because I think there are 5 guys.
There's only one team on my mock that was popular. Have a QB mock to it. That being I didn't have the Dolphins pick a QB at all.
No, I didn't have him picking a QB either.
I don't have him picking a QB at all because I don't get why people don't like Ryan Tannehill.
Well,
I get why people don't like him, but a first round pick, come on.
Well, I mean, Shawn said something before the show started. I think anybody you draft at that point
isn't going to be as good as Ryan Tannehill.
No. So I think that I don't get the justification of taking a quarterback if you're the Miami Dolphins. I know this is a deep quarterback draft, but to tell you the truth, Dorf, Shawn, I'm not overly impressed by any one of these quarterbacks.
I'm not either, but there's 7 guys that I'd be comfortable taking and giving a shot.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just saying there's not one of those guys who stands out as being, wow.
The King Supreme?
Exactly.
No doubter? Absolutely.
Yep. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get to 4 different questions now. 4 questions in terms of, 4 of the bigger questions leading up into this draft. Which again starts Thursday night. First, though, the first question we will go ahead. I'm going to throw this one out to you, Dorf. In fact, you know what? Sure. I'm going to ask all of them to you.
Okay.
Why not?
Thank
you know what? Anybody else can go ahead and chime
honored.
in, but anybody else can
it's
chime
like
in.
I wrote it that way.
I know. Who would have thought? Yeah, Dorf wrote this week.
Dorf wrote the rundown. It's almost like you wrote it that way.
So yeah, Dorf. He probably put questions in there he's comfortable with asking.
Hey, I had the answers ready to go.
Anyways, though, who will be the first QB taken and who should be the first QB taken? Go ahead, Dorf.
Okay. There's been a lot of steam lately picking up in the Josh Allen camp. I think out of all the QBs in this draft that he does have the highest ceiling. Out of the 5 major, let's call that Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen has the highest ceiling. He also has the lowest floor. If the Browns are smart, they will swing for the fences and take Josh Allen, especially knowing they don't need him to play this year. They do have Tyrod Taylor on the roster. Sam Darnold is also a very popular pick. He also has a very high ceiling and a much higher floor compared to Josh Allen, but the ceiling isn't quite as high. I think Josh Allen will be the pick. However, if I'm the Browns, I would take Sam Darnold.
It's a weird assessment, Dorf.
Yes.
It's a very, very weird
assessment. It's a very
assessment.
conflicted assessment.
It is. It is extremely conflicted.
Although I do have Josh Allen first in my mock because I went for accuracy, not what I thought was the best player. I was trying to predict what the actual results would be.
I agree with you in a sense when you're speaking specifically about Sam Darnold. I think...
Do you think Josh Rosen is better than the other 3?
No. I think Sam Darnold gets taken because I think he is the most sure thing among the quarterbacks that go in the first round. I think Cleveland, out of all sure thing for sure. Out of all the times that they go and they take a quarterback in the first round, they have to get a sure thing this year. They do, and I think, and I know what you're saying about swinging for the fences, Dorf. I see what you're coming from with that, and you know what? If this was any other team, possibly in Cleveland's spot right now, that's the move they go with. But Cleveland has to. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if they should take a quarterback in the first round. I'll talk about it in my own mock draft. And I basically just said it right there. Why I think they're going to take Sam Darnold
because they're called a professional radio tease right there.
Yeah, but I can see them going away from quarterback just because they have those 2 picks in the top 10, and it is a deep quarterback draft. The difference, though, I think here, what it's all going to come down to with Cleveland is if they think that quarterback they take first overall has separated himself from the other four guys. Because if he hasn't separated himself from the other four guys,
think Lamar Jackson is in the conversation for top 10. But
okay, other three guys, and I agree. If the Cleveland doesn't think that guy has separated himself from those other three guys,
take a position player at number 1, and then you draft the best of the rest at 4.
Exactly. I don't think that's what's going to happen, though, because I think Cleveland believes that Sam Darnold has separated himself in the sense that they believe that he is the most sure thing among those four guys that can go in the top 10. So, Shawn, did you have anything you wanted to add to this?
No, I'm good.
Oh, thank Dynamite dropping money.
I know.
High five. Success.
Most overrated first round potential pick, Dorf, in your mind?
In my mind, I don't get Baker Mayfield, man. I really don't. His tape is hella impressive. His athletic metrics, his variables, the offensive system, the hand size, the height, they all scream not NFL QB. Yeah, you know what? As you also look at the downfield accuracy statistics of Baker Mayfield, they're excellent. But I'm sorry, out of the teams picking at the top of the draft here, they're all cold weather markets. He's got tiny hands. He's like Donald Trump. Tiny hands in cold weather don't play.
He's like a Brady Quinn.
And then you look at the other teams that might move up for a QB. That being the Bills. Cold as fuck. They play in the snow at least twice. Baker Mayfield, I don't know if he's ever seen snow. Accumulated. I'm sure he's seen snow fall, but really, I don't get the love affair with Baker Mayfield.
Dorf, I agree with you.
Hell of a college player.
No, hell of a college
Absolutely
player.
hell of a college player.
You know what?
Don't get the love affair.
I don't take much into account with the downfield statistics with college QBs just because of the.
Hell, I could complete 70% of my passes.
Look,
in the Big 12.
Look when you're going up against.
I mean, this is the Big 12.
Inconsistent talent week in and week out. Mm-hmm. Now I'm not gonna rag on the Big 12 talent as much as I would rag on a guy coming out of a mid-major school or a Division II school. I agree with you, though.
Carson Wentz shit on all of us.
I know he did. No, look, sometimes,
you know what?
That
happens. Right.
Hey, a broken clock is right 2 times a day. So, but for the most part, I am not going to value downfield statistics too much. Not coming out of college. I agree with you, Dorf, that Baker Mayfield is extremely overrated heading into this draft. Mm-hmm. Although I want to say I'm going to be surprised of where I have him going this year, based off the type of player he is, not to the team he's going to, because I could totally see this team taking him, which is why I have him selecting him. My guy, though, with this question, to answer this question, Dorf, is Josh Allen. I don't get why. I don't get the love affair with Josh Allen. He can. Yeah.
And he's a big QB.
He can. That's great. But at every single level this guy has played at, he's been inconsistent. Mm-hmm. He's been inaccurate. And keep in mind, this is a guy coming out of Wyoming and hasn't been able to develop any type of consistency. He hasn't been able to develop any kind of accuracy, which I think is death when it comes to the NFL. Mm-hmm. I don't see him transitioning very well. I can see him being a bust for whichever team takes him. Go ahead, Dorf.
So is he to you? So Josh Allen could be the next great big arm QB. Whether I would compare Ben Roethlisberger with a little more legs, or he could be Ryan Mallett.
Yes,
who's a very pedestrian backup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's the range we're talking
Ryan
about.
Mallett
Ben Roethlisberger's won a shit ton of games in his career.
Ryan Mallett wasn't considered a top 10 QB when he was coming out.
Until he had a bad senior year at Arkansas, he was considered a first round prospect.
But not when it was all said and done in college.
Correct.
I mean, I remember him going into Michigan and having a lot of
fanfare.
a lot of fanfare
Like,
at
no,
Michigan, but
his junior year at Arkansas, he was mocked on a lot of people's first rounds for the following year. Comes out, has a senior year at Arkansas. A couple other things happen. He falls down. He gets picked, I believe, round 3. And then is bounced around quite a bit, including last year's the backup for the Ravens. Can still throw the ball 5 million miles. Just doesn't have it in between the ears.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen's a little more athletic than Ryan Mallett, but their arm characteristics are essentially the same.
Yeah,
They can throw it 80 yards and through a wall, but do they have any idea where it's really going?
Right.
Yeah, no, and you know what? That's gonna attract a lot of NFL teams. Big arms attract a lot
Ben
of.
Roethlisberger was the same way coming out, just not quite as athletic.
Yeah, I always hate. I know, he was.
Look what he's done. I mean, he figured it out.
Yep, he figured it out. He got on the right team. You have Josh Allen though going number 1 overall to Cleveland.
And I think
you have to.
I think
you have to
okay
write the right
because-
situation. Go ahead.
I think it's okay in this case because they don't need him to play this year. They have an established NFL starting quarterback in Tyrod Taylor on the roster. It's not like it's Josh Allen or Cody Kessler or Josh Allen and I don't insert bum. What's his nuts that they took from Notre Dame last year in the second round?
Oh yeah,
And then traded to the
to
Pats,
Green Bay, yeah,
or to Green Bay rather, whatever his name was, Deshaun Kaiser.
Kaiser, yeah.
It's not like it's Kaiser or Allen. It's guy who's won and got his team to the playoffs, or rookie, and you have the luxury of not having to play your rookie. So
I just don't
I
trust.
think that's why it has a better chance to work.
I just don't trust Cleveland to make those right moves. I mean,
I
Cleveland.
don't trust Hugh Jackson to develop him either.
No, I don't know.
Hugh Jackson won't be the Cleveland head coach at the end of the year anyway, so I'm not worried about that. He's not going to have that much of a chance to ruin him.
Did you have anything to add, Sean?
Yeah, actually, I did. I'm agreeing with you on this one, Adam, for Josh Allen. Just looking at his stats too, I'm like, he's tearing apart all these teams like California Davis to New Mexico, and then any hard team that he's played in his entire career, like hardest teams he plays like Iowa and Oregon and Nebraska, he's thrown 5 interceptions, 4 interceptions. He's not consistent against the good teams. All these shitty teams he's just tearing apart when you're actually playing against a halfway decent team.
Hey, Sean, guess how many other NFL players were on his roster?
It doesn't matter. If you're that good of a quarterback, you should be able to create players.
But if you're throwing
not in a college system, man.
But if you're throwing interceptions, though,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look
I
how
mean, how many-
lopsided the scores were. Okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna be a little bit of a Josh Allen defender here. They were getting blown out in those games, and they were making a we have nothing to lose attempt to come back in them. It's not his fault that Wyoming's defense couldn't stop a Division I power.
No, I'm not.
But I'm not saying his accuracy is stellar, but I'm not willing to use that as a red flag.
If I remember correctly, though, too,
But when I see,
believe
like-
his accuracy was a problem in high school
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But when I'm seeing like 4 to 5 interceptions a game, yeah, that's going to be a red flag.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying he's a home run prospect, guys. Don't mistake me for a Josh Allen apologist. I just think that that's who will end up being selected at the number 1 overall pick because he does have the highest ceiling out of the group.
All right, what pick? Let's get the camera back on me. Thank you. What pick will be the first trade up for, and which player will be taken with that pick? Dorf.
I think the first team that will trade out of their pick is actually going to be Cleveland at number 4. I think they will trade back, likely with either Miami or Buffalo, who are then trying to trade up for either like a Josh Rosen or Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
At that 4 or 5, or even Josh Rosen, Baker Mayfield, etc. That second or third QB off the board. If not, Indianapolis should be willing to deal, and same with Tampa Bay. And it'll be to take one of those 2 QBs, and it'll be somewhere in the 5 to 7 range.
I agree with you. I have the first trade coming up at number 4 with Cleveland, making a trade with Buffalo. Buffalo comes in, and you have to wait around for my mock draft to announce who gets taken. So Sean, anything you wanted to add there?
I actually don't think there will be a trade until the last pick of the first round with Philadelphia.
That actually happened, 3 years ago?
Mhm.
There wasn't a trade in the first round.
Yeah.
And then the draft lasted like an hour less than it was supposed to. And they were on air on ESPN like, duh, what do we do?
But no, yeah, I really... I can picture that. It's ESPN.
The first round only took 3 hours? We have 4 booked. Shit.
Better get a 30 for 30.
No, let's endlessly rehash and say the same thing's over when the selections are made because we have to fill 15 minutes in between picks.
Oh, God. That's funny. All right. Dorf. Who will be the most successful player to go in this year's first round by the time their career is over?
I think that is going to be... Man. I really, 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 really like Denzel Ward.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really like Denzel Ward. My only concern with him is he does look a little bit thin and like frail, and I'm wondering if he can hold up to like a 12 to 14 year career, or if anybody really going forward can handle a 12 to 14 year career. But that's a guy that has a ton of on ball talent and the wheels to boot. I think he's gonna have a shit ton of interceptions over his career. Hella successful. I don't think he's ever been hurt. So, and for that reason there, I think Denzel Ward would be my best here. If I had to pick a quarterback out of the 5 that I have going in the first round who will have the best career when it's all said and done, I'm going to say Josh Rosen.
Okay.
I think I have him mocked to Denver at pick 5. Denver is a team that's ready to win now and is set up with competent general managership and good young mix of veteran and young assets. I think that he has the ability to have very good, sustained long-term success, similar to like a Ben Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh, where they've always been pretty good, partially because of Roethlisberger and partially because of being able to put a good team around him.
Dorf, I was telling you before we went on the air tonight that I thought there's 3 players who are the best in this first round, best in the draft. None of them are a QB.
I would agree.
I think, and I'll go ahead and start from the top here. I think Saquon Barkley is one of them. I think that Quentin Nelson is another one. And
I love Quentin Nelson. I love him as a prospect.
And Bradley Chubb. I think those are the 3 best players in this year's draft. Now, who do I think is going to have the best career out of all those? I evaluated a lot like how you're evaluating Josh Rosen.
He's going to end up going to a team that's going to be good, which means he'll be good in turn.
Yeah, as far as best situation, so on and so forth. Looking at this, I really don't know who has a really good situation out of these 3. The New York Giants right now, I think, are a mess.
Yes.
They're going to need a QB.
They have nobody that's around now that's going to be around when it's time to win again.
Exactly.
You may be able to say Odell Beckham, but that's really it.
But Barkley he's not a guy that's going to go out there and get killed because he doesn't have anybody around him to protect him. It's not the same transition that you have when you have a quarterback transitioning from prospect to starter or anything like that. I think Saquon Barkley can go to the Giants and still have a very good career. Bradley Chubb. The problem with Bradley Chubb right now and immediate success coming from him is that he doesn't have anybody else playing around him. Unfortunately, with defensive end, a lot of that's going to depend on your success is going to depend on
the other guy's ability to eat up double teams.
Exactly. He doesn't have that. He is going to be an elite guy, elite edge rusher on a team with a bunch of mediocre guys surrounding him. The interesting thing about Quentin Nelson is he very well could be a guy that has more success than any of these guys because he's going into a situation right now that he's going to be very comfortable with. His offensive line coach at Notre Dame is now the offensive line coach in Chicago. Mm-hmm. So ultimately, I'm going to think that he's going to have a very good advantage coming into that system, knowing the system.
You have him going to Chicago, I take it.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have him making it to Chicago, so.
No? Okay. I have him going to the Bears. He's going to be very familiar with that scheme that's going to be developed there, which I think in turn is going to put him on a I don't want to say a fast track to success in the NFL, but it's going to be an easier transition for him to make. Already knowing, I'm not going to say he's going to know the entire system, but he's going to know a good chunk of what his coach is going to want out of him. So I think those are the three top guys. Who's going to be the best? I don't know. I think Saquon Barkley might be the most talented out of those three, but who knows?
He's also the most ready for day one.
Exactly. Exactly. Sean, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, you guys pretty much said everything I was going to say.
All right.
So
God, I really like Quentin Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
Think Evan Mathis, but like more athletic if that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who are offensive line like junkies like me and our former contributor Russell Brown, they'll understand what I mean by Evan Mathis. I'm sure most of you don't know who that is, but if you know who that is, you drool at that possibility.
And Dorf used to play offensive line too.
What gave that away?
So he has a soft spot for the offensive lineman. Anyways, anything else you wanted to add with that, you guys?
Mm-mm.
No?
No, let's go.
All right. Well, anyways, we're going to go ahead and we're still going to do our bitches and badasses this week. So we'll go ahead and start off with that. As soon as I get some music going here. There we go. Dorf. Go ahead. Who's your bet? Who's your bet? Oh, he's got to take a swig of Coke. Go ahead. There we
Get that
go.
sugar in there.
Get some lubrication in the throat. Hey, I kind of sound normal. My badass this week is Genocide Nkumo. Not only that sick posterizing dunk, but handling not getting seated at a restaurant. Not because people forgot he was there. Like a champ. Not embarrassing people on social media. Let other people who were starstruck by him do that for him. Genocide Nkumo.
All right. Shawnee Poo, go ahead.
I'm going to go with Oakland starting pitcher Sean Manaea the other night threw a no-hitter against the Boston Red Sox. The hottest hitting team in baseball, and he's made him look like nothing. 10 strikeouts and just...
On that note, do you think Andrew Benintendi has a beef? Did you see his comments after the game?
No, I didn't see it.
After getting... So, Benintendi actually originally beat out an infield single.
Mm-hmm.
Where he dodged... So, it's a first base.
So when he ran out of baseline.
Yes. Not originally... On the original call on the field, he was ruled not out of the baseline. The umpires got together and ruled him out of the baseline. Dodging a diving tag by Manaea. Do you think he has a beef there? His comment in the postgame was, they tried to make something up to keep the no-hitter going.
Possibly.
No, he was out of the baseline.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, he was out of the baseline.
He wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
I would argue that, but he wasn't.
Okay, I think he was.
I would have to look more at the afterwards.
Rules of baseball state that a running to first base, you have to be from the 45-foot line and on. That's where you get the double line. You have to run inside anywhere either 3 feet either side of that line. The 45-foot line is 3 feet wide from the 45-foot to the baseline. You can also go 3 feet to the other side of it. He was within that 3 feet.
Okay. I disagree, but I think that he was out of the baseline. Sorry.
Okay. I disagree.
Dorf's an umpire too. Who's it? Is it my turn?
Yes.
All right. My badass this week is the Winnipeg Jets. They disposed of the Minnesota Wild in 5 games, but it really shouldn't have been a 5-game series. It was basically one of those 5-game sweeps because the Winnipeg Jets dismantled the Minnesota Wild in just about every aspect, whether you're talking goal differential on winning games, whether you're talking about time of possession. The Winnipeg Jets just they annihilated the Minnesota Wild, and it's making up for a very, very exciting second round in the NHL. In the Western Conference, that is, you're going to have the Las Vegas.
Very good matchups.
Yeah, you're going to have the Golden Knights going up against the Sharks. Both those teams swept their first round series, and then you're going to have the Predators going up against the Winnipeg Jets. So again, a lot of good stuff coming out of the Western Conference heading into the second round. So, anyways, bitch, Dorf, go.
My bitch is going to be the sports media and their handling of Tom Brady's off-season activities.
Okay.
Why I say that is any other veteran QB, like specifically look back to the handling of Brett Favre's off seasons back when he was at the end of his career. He openly said, "I don't want to come to training camp. I don't want to go to OTAs. I'm too old for that shit." Tom Brady's doing the same thing. It's just not making a spectacle out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yet everybody's fucking freaking out. Relax, guys. He'll be there. He'll be there for training camp. It'll all be okay.
Yeah, the thing about that, Dorf, is if Tom Brady wasn't going to be playing next year, don't you think we would have found out by now?
Yes.
Do you think he's planning to secretly bury Sanders, Bill Belichick?
No, I don't think something
The
like that's
working
going to
relationship
happen.
isn't that bad. You know what? They may not like each other, but for hell, they're a match made in heaven. They're perfect
Yes.
for each other.
I mean, look at
And professionally, they're perfect for each other.
I mean, look how much success they've had.
Yes.
I mean, anybody that has worked together for that long.
He's not going to go out and just blow it like that and be
Well,
stupid.
I'm sure they bicker like an old married couple. But
I'm sure they
you know
do.
what? They're still hella successful on the
Yeah.
field.
And at the end of the day, it comes down to winning. I don't
That's
think
what they're both there for.
Yeah, I don't think Tom Brady's going to leave it on the table like that at the end of his career.
It's not
with
going to
the
bury
Patriots.
Sanders them.
No. And again, the
think
biggest,
so either.
yeah, and the thing with Barry Sanders is the Lions weren't winning, and they still haven't won. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to end like that. Same thing with Gronk. I don't think it's going to end like that with Gronk either. I think Gronk comes back, but beyond
He
this
made us
season,
not want to go to training camp.
yeah, beyond the season though with Gronk, who knows? I mean, they're always talking about Gronk having a career outside of football in Hollywood. I don't know about that,
This
but
poor man's Channing Tatum.
WWE.
I'd love to see him in WWE.
I know. That'd be interesting.
He's Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum makes a pretty damn good living for himself being Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob Gronkowski could just go play himself in movies, and there you go.
Yeah.
He's discount Channing Tatum.
Yeah. Anyways, Sean.
I'm gonna go with the Oakland Raiders because they went out and signed Darryl Worley after he was released by the Eagles earlier this month for his DUI charges of 6 other offenses and stuff like that, and they signed him the other day. And I was like, "You're an idiot."
No, it's
Doesn't mean they'll keep him.
yeah.
Yeah, but still, why waste your
Hey,
time?
Reuben Foster's about to get cut too. That Jared Davis picked by the Lions is looking even better.
Yep. Anyways, my bitch this week, Boston Red Sox.
Oh, they're only 17-4, and
Yeah, they get
you know
no
what their
hit.
run differential
Yeah.
is?
What's that?
They're plus 56.
Yeah, but they got no hit.
Yeah,
In
they still
21
got no hit.
games, they've outscored their opponents by 56
But
runs.
guess what? They still got no hit.
Yeah, they still got no hit.
Yeah, and
Fuck 'em.
I feel bad for Chris Sale. Chris Sale pitched a hell of a game that game too.
That was like when Bartolo Colon had a perfect game going. Justin Verlander had like 1 run on 2 hits.
yeah.
All right, you guys. Let's go ahead and get to our mocks. Is that what's up next? Mock
Yes,
drafts?
sir.
Yes,
All right.
sir. Here we go.
How do we want to do this? Do we should we take a consensus majors live pick as well?
If we can come with we can have a consensus pick, but 2 of the 3 of us have to have it.
Okay.
If we all 3 have different, we do not have a consensus pick.
Okay.
Sean, are you going to be our scribe today?
I guess so. If you want me to write this stuff down.
All right, scribe. I mean, you usually do it. So.
I know.
All right. Let's go ahead. I'll get it started. Well, I'll get it started by throwing it over to Dorf.
Okay. With the first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, I've already told you who they select. The Cleveland Browns select Josh Allen, quarterback from Wyoming,
All right.
because highest ceiling. That's why. You've already heard why. Who's yours?
Are we going to me?
Yeah.
Is that what's going to me? All right. With the first overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Sam Darnold, quarterback, USC. I already told you before, most sure thing at that spot. So,
All right, Sean, what about you?
I'm actually going with Adam. I do believe Sam Darnold's going to be the first 1 overall pick because, like you said, he's the only one really out of the quarterbacks is a for sure thing. And that's what Cleveland needs. They really need that. They can't just go out and kind of, like, obviously how you like Josh Allen. They need that.
I'm not
QB.
saying I like Josh Allen. I just think that's
He
what
loves
the selection
Josh
will be.
Allen.
You do.
I love what Josh Allen could become.
he has a...
I don't love what Josh Allen is likely to be. Josh Allen is likely to be out of the league in 3 years.
I saw that Wyoming hoodie in the car that you have.
I don't even know what
He has,
Wyoming is
he has
on
that
the map.
bumper
Just
sticker
kidding.
on it, too.
All right. Do you want me to do this? Do you want me to start off the second round or the second pick?
I don't care.
All
You're
right.
the boss.
All right, so we do have a consensus pick for the first.
Yes, we do.
Yep, Sam Darnold, Majors Live official consensus pick there. All right, with the second overall pick, the New York Giants select Saquon Barkley, running back, Penn State. The Giants can go a number of different spots or positions with this pick.
Trade out here too.
They could trade out. I don't think they can ultimately pass though on Saquon Barkley there. Again, he may be the best player in this draft, maybe the most talented player in this draft, and like you said, Dorf, he may be the most NFL ready player in this draft. Because of that, I don't see the Giants passing on Barkley.
They can't.
I'm going to go ahead and have the Giants take Barkley with this pick. Go ahead, Dorf.
I also have them selecting Saquon Barkley. He is the most all-around complete back to come out of college. Even more of a complete back than Zeke Elliott. And what's his nuts down in Jacksonville?
Leonard Fournette.
Fournette. Saquon Barkley is an elite pass receiver. He's an elite pass blocker. He is not quite as good in between the tackles as Elliott and Fournette are, but he's better at the other two fastest of the game, which are, believe it or not, more important in the modern NFL.
Yes.
So you get a 2-for-1 almost with him.
You do. Yeah. Saquon Barkley is an every down back.
And the thing too, Dorf,
he is the man. They have not had a good running back in New York since Tiki Barber retired. Time to end that. Saquon Barkley's the pick.
You can say Ahmad Brash out in his first few years.
Couldn't catch the ball.
I think too teams. I mean, based off Dorf with the success that a lot of these teams have had with higher picks, whether it be like you said Leonard Fournette or Zeke Elliott or Todd Gurley. I mean, I think teams are more prone right now to take.
That's a pretty good pro comp for Barkley's Todd Gurley.
Yeah. So
because it's right now, it's rare to have a running back. Come out and be this
elite.
elite.
Todd Gurley second overall.
Right.
Yeah, me too.
No, you haven't. It's more rare to see a running back like this come out of the draft compared to like a quarterback or a receiver. Like over the past, you could probably say almost decade, really, to be honest. Like you could probably maybe a good couple handfuls you count of running backs that have been gone that's this good.
You take him?
Yes, I'm taking Saquon Barkley too.
Okay, also. Saquon Barkley, consensus overall pick as well. All three of us have him taking him.
This next one's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what all you guys pick.
All right. Sean, go ahead.
I select with the number 3 overall pick for the New York Jets is Baker Mayfield.
You're wrong.
Why? I really think because it's the Jets, man. They're going to do something stupid.
The Jets are going to Jets all hard. Yeah,
exactly. That's what they're going to do. It's like really like no different like kind of what we were talking about with Cleveland. It's Cleveland. You don't know how it is. The Jets, I think they're even worse than Cleveland. They're just going to pick him because he's already a big name college player coming out, and they're just bringing him in. They think he's all God and fucking good.
Who's the quarterback they drafted out of West Virginia?
Geno Smith.
Yeah, Geno Smith. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was the backup for the Giants last year.
Yeah.
Christian Hackenberg.
Yeah.
Bryce Petty.
God damn.
Josh McCown is still there.
I'm telling you right now, they're going to do something stupid like that.
Baker Mayfield,
is going to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
With the 3rd overall pick, the New York Jets select Sam Darnold, quarterback from USC. Because they desperately need a QB because Josh McCown isn't that good and he's old as fuck. And Sam Darnold is the next best player at that position available and worthy of a 3rd overall.
It seems like the most reasonable pick at that spot. And I will say this, and Sean, I see where you're coming from, because I know you're not selecting guys that you think should go at that spot. You're selecting guys who you think the Jets will take at that spot. So
to be honest, with my Baker Mayfield one, I was like hesitant. I'm like, I don't want to put him there. I really didn't. To be honest, I didn't even want to put Baker Mayfield in the top 10 because I think he's god awful. I think he's overrated.
He's not in mine.
So that's what I'm saying. But I'm like, in my mind, it's like it's the Jets. They're gonna do this. I know this. They're gonna do something stupid, or they're gonna pick some offensive tackle and throw off the entire draft.
All right. Well,
who's yours?
With the 3rd overall pick, the New York Jets select Baker Mayfield, quarterback.
It's nothing. I mean, it's nothing new. And,
we We have the same exact draft going on.
And here's the
right
thing:
now.
I don't think you guys have a pretty good chance of being right.
Dorf, like I said, it should be Sam Darnold at this spot.
I
It should be.
Well, Sam Darnold in your guys' mind should be gone at number 1.
Yeah.
but
Well, you know what? It should be.
not Baker Mayfield, but a quarterback.
It should be okay. I will say it should be Josh Rosen. Should be Josh Rosen at this spot.
Okay.
It's not going to happen though. Word is the Jets are very high right now on Baker Mayfield.
I don't understand. Why.
I don't understand why either. He was. You know what? Is it fair to say that Baker Mayfield may be the? I don't want to use the word sexy in this spot, but he is the
like
most.
the Joe Namath kind of thing.
Is he the most mainstream type of guy though at this spot, based off of recognition?
There actually is a database that compiles like mock drafts from all over the internet where they have guys and stuff like that. I think he's a very popular pick here. I don't remember where it is. I haven't looked at
Is
it
this kind of like the Mark Sanchez all over again?
Mark Sanchez was a legitimate pick where he was.
No, he was.
It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Um,
It did the first year. They went to the playoffs.
yeah,
the
'cause
first
they didn't
year,
ask him to
didn't
do anything.
Didn't he almost go to the Super Bowl too?
they? I think it was a game away.
Yeah.
They won 2 playoff games.
Yep. All right.
You know who else won 2 playoff games? Damn
No, he's wrong.
Yeah, you only won one. You only won one.
Yeah, one.
Yeah,
we
my
can't
bad.
do it. We can't do it.
Dang it! I was close.
Inaccurate
do it.
I was
information.
close.
So you're trying to say the Rumble Ponies left fielder, eh?
All right.
tried.
I'll get the 4th overall pick started here, and we have a trade.
Ooh.
I did not mock any trades, just FYI.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns have traded the 4th overall pick to the Buffalo Bills, who go ahead and take Josh Rosen, quarterback out of UCLA. I will say they see Baker Mayfield get taken 3rd overall,
And panic.
and they can't dial Cleveland's number quick enough to be like, you know what? Get us in there at number 4. We want Rosen. That's what's going to happen. Josh Rosen going to the Bills.
Okay.
Dorf, go ahead.
I do not have a trade here. I did not mock any. I got 5 rounds right here. No trades mocked.
Oh, I'll say this too. Cleveland gets Buffalo's other 2 first rounders.
Other 2 first rounders. Okay. I have Bradley Chubb, the edge rusher from NC State, going at this point. Imagine Myles Garrett and Bradley Chubb on opposite sides of each other. Holy shit!
You know what's going to be the problem? You know what, Dorf, and I forgot to mention this. You know what's going to be the problem with that, though? And
What's
I
that?
saw this being mentioned before, and it's a very good point. I can't remember exactly who
They're the
mentioned
same
it.
player.
They're the same player, but Cleveland's going to run into the same problem that the Lions had. I know
Too
it's
much
like
invested in the defensive line. Can't pay them all.
that, and whoever they draft number 1 overall at QB, it's going to be a lot of money invested in those top
All at the same
3
time.
picks. Yeah.
Oh well, you got 5 years to figure it out.
I think they trade back, get a couple more draft picks, and guys they can maybe pay a little bit less going forward.
It's not a terrible strategy. I'll give you that. It's not a terrible strategy, but Myles Garrett and Bradley Chubb, though.
Hey, that would be extremely effective. It'd be scary if you're opposing offensive lines. It'd be scary if you're opposing QBs. I just don't think Cleveland is going to have the money to be able to afford that long term. Okay. So maybe they'd be a little bit proactive in it. They trade back, get some more picks. Sean, where are we going here?
Actually, with agreeing with Dorf on this one. I have him selecting Bradley Chubb.
Wow, we have a 4th straight consensus pick.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
All right, I got number 5.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 5. Do-do-do-do, The Denver Broncos select quarterback Josh Rosen from UCLA. Despite them taking Case Keenum in the offseason off the free agent market, it is only a 2-year deal. He is old. He is talented enough, mostly for what he has in between his ears and not attached to his right arm. His right shoulder, rather. Josh Rosen will be the QB of the future in Denver. They just don't need him to play for 2 years, which will be awesome for his development. Josh Rosen will be the selection at number 5 overall.
You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. With the 5th overall pick, the Denver Broncos select Josh Allen, quarterback, Wyoming. They need a quarterback.
They have the same player on the roster already. His name is Paxton Lynch.
I know, but
He's the same exact player.
I know. Denver can't get out of this first round, though, without taking a QB.
I know.
They need one.
It's too bad. Paxton Lynch didn't get a chance to play as a rookie because John Elway. Second year, he was hurt the whole time. And now he's gonna, they took him in the first round 2 years ago.
This is gonna be.
I understand. Josh Rosen's too good to pass up, and that's why I have him going. But Josh Allen is the same player.
I'll tell you what, too. This is a very, very important pick too for John Elway.
Is his ass starting to get warm?
I hate saying that because they won a Super Bowl with him.
Yeah, they won it. Yeah.
But if they don't hit on this pick, on this quarterback pick,
yeah.
Then yeah, I mean this could be the pick that ends up getting John Elway fired. Sean,
with fifth overall pick, Denver Broncos select quarterback Josh Allen from Wyoming.
God damn you!
Another consensus.
Another consensus pick.
5 of them in a row.
All right. Sixth.
All right, I'll start this one.
All right.
The 6th overall pick, Buffalo selects quarterback Josh Rosen. From
Remember,
UCLA.
this is you incorrectly wrote down the.
No, that was that last one.
No, Indianapolis picks at 6.
Oh, did I? Fuck. Damn it! I forgot to change that one. Dang it!
I was going to say that Indianapolis Colts are taking a quarterback.
Dang! I totally just screwed that. That was the one I meant to change. And I totally forgot to change that one. That totally just screwed up everything.
Bow, bow, bow.
I will go.
You go ahead.
I will go first. Indianapolis selects offensive guard Quentin Nelson of Notre Dame. Poor Andrew Luck's shoulder is already fucked, and their offensive line blows. So let's make it blow slightly less.
That's a good pick. I agree with all of it.
I would really prefer them to take a tackle, but there's not a tackle worth taking yet. And Quentin Nelson, I would say, is a once in like every 5 or 6 year type guard. That makes it a no-brainer for me. I don't like taking guards this high because you can get functional NFL starter guards, like day one starters in the 4th round or later.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But Quentin Nelson's like really fucking good.
He is very, very, very good. And I said he's one of my top 3 players in the entire draft. But with the 6th overall pick, the Indianapolis Colts select Bradley Chubb, defensive end out of NC State.
They need a pass rusher, too.
They need a pass rusher. It may make more sense for them to go out and get Nelson.
Is he still available for you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Nelson is still available.
Chubb, honestly, between Nelson and Chubb, if I'm the Colts, if they're both available, I do take Chubb.
Okay.
But I have Chubb gone before then, so.
Okay. Yeah, Bradley Chubb. Like I said, they need a defensive end. They don't have any defensive ends right now. And it is. Defensive end is a sexy pick at this spot right now. And Bradley Chubb, best pass rusher in the entire draft. So, Sean, are you ready?
I'm actually still going to stick with Josh Rosen going to Indianapolis.
Are you serious?
Yes, because I don't think so.
You really think they're hiding Andrew Luck?
Yeah, I don't think Luck's gonna.
You think his shoulder's done?
If it's taken him this long, I do believe.
Hashtag hot take.
Wow. Yeah. That's
looking at it more, and I'm like,
you're gonna get put on the Twitter old takes exposed.
That's cool. That's cool. And then when it happens,
you're gonna be right up there with.
You know what? It's not a bad spot for the Colts to trade out of there either, and Josh Rosen could get taken right there. So you still could end up being right.
All right, our first
no consensus.
That's the first one.
Should we end up voting on a consensus though?
No.
Let's
just leave it. No consensus.
All right. Is it my turn to go first?
Yes, sir.
All right. With the 7th overall pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Darwin James, safety out of Florida State. High ceiling guy, very, very versatile.
Former walk-on, by the way.
Yep. And good value here, top 10 pick. So I'm going to go ahead and take Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Darwin James, safety, Florida State. Dorf?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I also have them taking a safety, but I have them taking safety Minka Fitzpatrick from Alabama. Okay. Who was very conflicted about it, whether it was going to be Derwin James or Minka Fitzpatrick. I think more of Derwin James. But this is about accuracy of the real thing. I think the Buccaneers like Fitzpatrick more. Tampa Bay desperately needs help in the back four. Also debated on Denzel Ward right here. But Derwin James as well. But Minka Fitzpatrick is the selection For the Tampa Bay Bucks, it's 7th overall.
Sean?
I am actually gonna be also picking Mika Fitzpatrick for Tampa Bay.
We got another winning streak going.
I do believe that's the main thing for Tampa Bay's defense to go after, and with that spot there, you can't really pass that up.
All right. Sean, your turn to go first here.
All right, for my
first,
8th overall pick for the Chicago Bears, Quentin Nelson, guard. That's
They could use a guard.
right. They do. I believe that offensive.
Great over Brady Soul.
They need an offensive
Bradley
line. Hopefully that something can go there. You gotta protect if Trubinsky is gonna be your future quarterback or whatever.
They did just cut Josh Sitton too.
Yeah.
It's perfect day one right there.
And then having Howard in the backfield, you're gonna need to beef up that offensive line.
It's not a bad pick, Sean.
Go ahead, Dorf.
With the 8th overall selection, I have the Chicago Bears taking linebacker Roquan Smith of Georgia. They did lose their leading tackler, Christian Jones, to free agency this year to the Lions. Not that Christian Jones was all that great of a player. He just happened to lead them in tackles. Desperately need that next generation of linebacker. They haven't had anything stellar really in the middle since Brian Urlacher left. They swung and missed a couple of times with high picks. Roquan Smith is about the surest thing you can get. 3-down player, can sideline to sideline, all the cliches in the world. Roquan Smith will be my selection.
All right, with the 8th overall pick, the Chicago Bears select Quentin Nelson. I was going to say Quentin Richardson. Quentin Nelson, guard.
Q Richardson, shooting guard, Orlando Magic.
Quentin Nelson, guard, Notre Dame. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. Harry Heist coached him in college. He's now the offensive line coach as well in Chicago. And again, I liked what you said. Sean provides plenty of protection starts to provide protection for Mitch Trubinsky, and they start to begin to develop a nice little
got a good little thing going there, eh?
good little thing going when it's
By the way, you know what's really promising about Mitch Trubisky? Look at his numbers on 3rd down.
Oh, okay.
I bet it's pretty good.
Oh, they're excellent.
That could make or break you as an NFL QB if you're able to extend the drive on 3rd down, then yeah, you definitely have a future in the NFL as a quarterback.
Get all that as a rookie with no receivers.
Yep. All right. Who's going first? Go ahead.
All right. With the 9th overall pick, I have the San Francisco 49ers selecting defensive back / linebacker Tremaine Edmonds from Virginia Tech. Kind of a strong safety linebacker combo. Very much out of the mode of Dion Buchanan of the Cardinals. Very good fit in that 3-4 defense for the 49ers. Will be just a missile all over the place and a guy that can cover the tight end without any help.
All right. With the 9th overall pick, the San Francisco 49ers select Roquan Smith, linebacker, Georgia. Reuben Foster's about ready to get cut.
It's about to get thrown in the slammer.
Yep. So 49ers are going to need some reassurance for that. I go ahead and have him taking maybe the best linebacker in the entire draft. Roquan Smith out of Georgia. Sean, go ahead.
I'm actually the same exact answers for you. I'm picking.
Did you guys work on this together?
Roquan Smith.
Did you look at mine before we started?
No.
Okay.
I swear.
I have mine printed out. How did I print it out? And no, really, I believe that he's the best linebacker right now. San Francisco 49ers, their offense is going to be pretty good. They need to build that defense, and I think he could be the right fit for them for the future and all that stuff. And it's going to be a good. It's going to be a good team here again.
He's he's athletic. He's a good playmaker.
He's
I think
all-around good player.
I think he fits well in that system too. So,
okay.
My turn.
Yes, sir.
All right. With the 10th overall pick, the Oakland Raiders select Denzel Ward, cornerback out of Ohio State.
Back-to-back years taking the corner in the first round.
Yep. They want Roquan Smith. Obviously, they can't get him though. And they'll be hard pressed to pass on Ward.
Denzel Ward's going to be really good.
Yes, he's going to be very good.
Who is probably going to be the best cornerback out of this draft. So, Sean, go ahead.
With the 10th overall pick, Oakland selects Denzel Ward. I do believe that's their worst situation of like defense is corner, and that's going to build them as much. I think that's the most need they need, and it's quit shaking your head over there. Sorry, we're right on the same mindset over here.
Did you guys have a sleepover last night?
We did.
You know what? Dorf, go ahead.
All right, I have the Oakland Raiders selecting safety Derwin James from Florida State.
Yeah, you already had Ward going, right?
I do not have Ward out.
Oh, you don't?
Yet.
Okay.
That's more because of teams and what they need
So,
most.
real quick, I meant, who did you pick?
Derwin James.
Okay.
I like him personally more than Minka Fitzpatrick, but we're trying to predict reality here. So, Derwin James, excellent player, will be a day one starter in Oakland.
All right. Go ahead, Dorf.
All right. With the 11th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select defensive lineman Vita Vea of Washington. Could play all over the defensive line. Hella athletic for a big fella. He just has the kind of just off-the-ball speed that you don't see in 340-pound men. Mm-hmm. And that is, especially now that they have that gaping hole after cutting it down to Kinsu this offseason, insta-fix right there for a hell of a lot less money.
Shawn, go ahead.
With the 11th overall pick, Miami picks Mike McGlinchey, offensive tackle.
Notre Dame.
Yes.
I do believe that they are struggling at the left tackle area, and they need to pick that up. If they're going to stick, obviously, my feeling, they're going to stick with Tannehill.
Two tackles, really.
Yeah, so they need to. That's where they need to start it. They need to protect them.
Right tackle Jawan James is actually a free agent at the end of the year as well.
Right.
He's kind of just okay.
They have okay tackles, so I do believe that they need to go after a tackle.
I had a good one since since Jake Long was healthy.
Yeah, that was forever ago.
All right, with the 11th overall pick, the Miami Dolphins select Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker out of Tack.
No consensus.
I think this is the guy that the Dolphins wanted all along. So they sit tight, they wait on it, no trades being made. Get their guy in Edmonds.
Also, wouldn't be surprised if they don't take a QB here if like a guy slips.
Yeah, I don't agree with it.
I don't either, but I wouldn't be surprised if
I know you're coming from with that Dorf. I've seen him too. I don't agree with it, but yeah, I mean it could very well happen. My turn?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. This is one of the picks that the Cleveland Browns get from the Buffalo Bills. So with the 12th overall pick, the Cleveland Browns select, is it Mike McGlinchey?
Yes.
Offensive tackle, Notre Dame.
Little early.
Joe Thomas, gone.
Definitely need a left tackle.
They need his replacement. Here we go.
Okay.
That's it. Dorf, go ahead.
All right, I do not have any trades in this. So with the 12th overall wait, we're on 12 overall, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The 12th overall pick, the Buffalo Bills select Baker Mayfield, quarterback from Oklahoma. Buffalo needs, I'm not convinced A.J. McCarron's going to be the guy, long term or even short term.
He's still going out that...
He's married and has a kid with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They had a kid like last year.
Oh, what's his face is disappointed. Oh, wait, no, he wanted his mom.
What?
Brent Musburger.
Oh.
Go ahead, sorry.
What's his face? Okay, anyway. Thanks for derailing my analysis, asshole. I don't like Baker Mayfield. I especially don't like Baker Mayfield playing his home games in Buffalo. But his party and attitude will fit right in with Bills Mafia. He'll be a day one
man, he
fan
could be
sensation.
going out there prior to games and
jumping off RVs on the tables.
yeah, or doing shots out of the ass cracks of some Bills fans out there. Yeah, you didn't see that. Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, I have.
That's gross.
I can't unsee that.
Shawn, go ahead.
With the 12th overall pick, Buffalo picks Tremaine Edmonds, outside linebacker. I believe that they're a little weak on the outside linebacker core, and I think that can be
really old on defense.
Yeah.
So very old, very quick.
Mm-hmm.
So any pick on defense for Buffalo is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shawn, go ahead. Take it.
All right. With the 13th overall pick, Washington Redskins pick Mike Hughes, corner from Central Florida.
Wow. Wowzer. That's early, man. That is very early in my opinion.
That's your opinion?
I don't think it's like terribly bad or
I
terribly early, but wowzer.
that's
I don't
fine.
think I have Mike Hughes going in the first round.
Here's your preview. I'm going at 32.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe he will be picked because
Very talented player.
Yes, he's very talented. They need corners, and I do believe that's who they're going to go with. I think it's a weakest spot, and I think he's one
They
of the
did
better
just
ones.
trade in part of the Alex Smith trade. They did just play Kevin Fuller, so.
Mhm.
They need a QB. A corner, rather. Sorry.
Mhm.
Well, they need a QB, too, but.
Yeah, they do.
Oops.
All right, with the 13th overall pick, Washington selects Vit Vea, defensive lineman out of Washington. Biggest need for Washington is, I think, most certainly on the defensive
middle.
line. Most specifically, like you were saying, Dorf, or you just said, defensive tackle. So
Who
Vit
did you
Vea,
say? Sorry.
Vit Vea
Oh, okay.
probably get a little bit of value on this pick. Maybe could have gone a little bit earlier.
I'm going earlier.
But Vit Vea selection, Dan Snyder, Washington.
All right. We have no consensus here.
Again.
However, you and I have the same positions. With the 13th overall pick, the Washington Redskins select Deron Payne, defensive tackle from Alabama. I think we have identified the same needs, right? I just have Vea going 2 picks earlier, so Deron Payne is a selection.
Should we do a consensus here?
No.
No, okay. All right, my turn. My
No,
turn.
I haven't gone in a while.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
With the 14th overall pick, the Green Bay Packers select corner Denzel Ward from Ohio State. Surprise fall here. I think a lot of it has to do with why I haven't gone so far down is the deeper needs of the teams higher up in the draft do not line up with Denzel Ward's position. However, Denzel Ward, I don't have a big board right now. I'm working on getting one together. It's probably somewhere in the 5 to 7 range. So you get excellent value picking him at 14th.
With the 14th overall pick, the Green Bay Packers select Josh Jackson, cornerback out of Iowa. It's no surprise
Stat
that
sheet stuffer.
that Green Bay needs secondary help
Yes,
in the
they do.
worst
Like
way.
always.
So
That's their worst.
Well, I mean, the latest big early investment was Demarius Randall, and then they just dumped him in the offseason.
yeah, I don't think there's any way Green Bay doesn't pass on the best possible secondary player at this spot. I think it's gonna be Josh Jackson here.
I
Backs
think
out Josh
if
Jackson.
they like Josh Jackson, they could trade back quite a bit and still get him.
They very well
Don't be surprised if Green Bay doesn't trade down there.
They very well
could.
could.
They could.
New GM there. We'll be seeing how his draft strategy works. You know, Green Bay is notorious for not trading down. They usually hold their pick.
Go ahead, Sean.
With the 14th overall pick, Green Bay picks corner Josh Jackson from Iowa.
God damn you guys!
I do believe that's like you said, Adam. It's the best corner that's going to be really left around then.
Got another consensus
And,
pick.
That's the biggest need they need. I'm like, obviously their offense. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, the offense is going to put up numbers. That defense has been struggling for quite a while on the secondary. Matthews is getting older. They have Ryan, but he's so-so. But it's just that secondary's been horrendous for quite a while.
Okay.
Sean, go ahead.
All right, with my 15th overall pick, Arizona selects defensive end Marcus Davenport.
Edge rusher.
Yes,
do
they
pass
need
rush.
that. I
They've
think.
not been able to get to the QB since
Gosh,
Calais Campbell
yeah,
departed.
it's been a long time that I can think of the last time Arizona had a pass rusher.
2 years ago.
Yeah, well, a legit one. I'm like,
Calais Campbell is like the active leader in sacks, by the way.
is he?
Yeah,
I didn't think he was active.
pretty
but,
sure he's active leader in sacks.
But I'm just saying.
Jacksonville, man.
But what I'm saying is, that's what they need. They need
Sure.
that on defense.
What do you got, Em?
With the 15th overall selection, the Arizona Cardinals select Deron Payne, defensive tackle out of Alabama. Arizona misses out on maybe the big 4 QBs. Maybe they go Lamar Jackson here. I don't think they do that, though. I think they take Deron Payne, who may be the best player left available right here at this spot. They need defensive linemen. They take one of the best defensive linemen at this position right now. Deron Payne is my pick.
Okay. My pick is going to be for the Arizona Cardinals is wide receiver Calvin Ridley from Alabama. They desperately also need wide receiver help.
They need a lot of help.
They need a lot of help. They need QB help as well. Not worth taking. I haven't taken a QB in round 2. I haven't taken Mason Rudolph.
They did get an upgrade with receiver getting Crabtree this year.
They do have Crabtree, but he's old, and so
Right.
is Larry Fitzgerald.
Well,
So
Fitzgerald,
still there.
it's in there.
Arizona.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong team. Never mind. They don't got Crabtree. I was actually just looking at the wrong team.
Crabtree went to
Baltimore. I was just looking at the wrong one. I had a brain fart. Ignore me.
No, Calvin Ridley
Yes.
dresses a long-term and immediate need, and I have them taking the QB in round 2 to fill that need. So, whereas you can get 3-4 defensive linemen later in the draft, that's why I don't have them going so much early, especially how deep that position is.
Go get round 16 started, Dorf.
All right, with the 16th overall selection, the Baltimore Ravens select edge rusher Marcus Davenport from UT San Antonio. Raw as hell, but guess what? So is every outside linebacker that ever shows up in Baltimore. They all end up being really good. So there you go. Marcus Davenport, excellent fit. Scheme and location-wise. And value.
With the 16th overall pick, the Baltimore Ravens select Calvin Ridley, wide receiver
It's
of
a good pick for
Alabama. You guys might mention Michael Crabtree. They still need more.
Yeah.
Sure do.
Quite possibly the best QB, or not
Because they got rid of
QB,
Mike Wallace,
but,
too. Is
wide receiver at the spot.
Mike
Maybe
Wallace
the
was their
entire first
leading
round.
returning
So.
receiver, and they traded him for, like, chump change.
Yeah.
Sean, go ahead.
With the 16th overall pick, Baltimore selects Derwin James, safety from Florida State.
Also a good selection. Since Matt Elam, their former first-round pick, was a bust as well.
Yep.
They have needed safety help as well. So
Yep,
good
they
pick.
do.
All right, I'll get 17 going here. With the 17th overall pick, the Los Angeles Chargers select Colton Miller, tackle out of UCLA.
Early.
When you look at this, Chargers were surprisingly 32nd in the league last year when it came to rushing. As even with Melvin Gordon and Tap. They need, if that's not any indication on what they need heading into 2018, then I don't know what is. Colt Miller, tackle, UCLA, going to the Chargers. Sean, go ahead.
With the 17th overall pick, the Los Angeles Chargers select Colton Miller, offensive tackle.
Wow, another consensus
I
pick.
know.
That's who I picked.
You guys have very well identified a need. I just don't think the value's there. I think Miller is debatably a second-round prospect. So, it's just too damn stiff in the hips, and I'm not going to get...
You're too stiff in the hips.
I am. With the 17th overall selection, the San Diego Chargers, wishful thinking, Los Angeles Chargers select safety Justin Reed from Stanford. This is my big surprise sort of reach pick here. I watched a little bit of film on Reed this weekend. Hadn't really been introduced to him other than other people's opinions on him before this weekend. Hella impressed. That's why I have him here. I don't think, this is one of those where I kind of let my heart make the pick instead of what my brain thought reality would be. But I really, really like what Justin Reed brings to the table.
All right.
He fills a need.
Who wants to get 18 started?
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
With the 18th overall selection, the Seattle Seahawks take offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey from Notre Dame. Dwayne Brown is a good enough left tackle, and they still have him, but Mike McGlinchey will be the left tackle of the future. Will fill the right tackle job immediately. So Russell Wilson doesn't have to run for his life, even though you could argue he's at his best when he is.
Most dangerous when he is.
Yeah. That's very true.
Sean, go ahead.
With 18th overall pick, Seattle selects Vita Bay, defensive tackle.
Good.
So,
Good pick.
They
Good value.
they need that on defensive line. They need that.
They need everything on defense.
Yeah, I was gonna say they need that go-to guy. If they can bring in somebody like him, I believe that he can take a lot of the pressure off other players in the middle coming up. So it
But
could
the
have.
only spot you could say they don't need on defense is inside linebacker.
It's hard to believe, too. I mean,
Seattle's defense used to be so good.
They're all older, hurt.
Yep. All right, with the 18th overall pick, the Seattle Seahawks select Cortland Sutton, wide receiver out
Not a
of,
bad pick either.
SMU.
I really like Cortland Sutton.
They need a big body wide receiver to help in the red zone, and Sutton most certainly fits that bill. I think
can jump.
Yep, I think they're going to be hard pressed to pass on him at this spot. So the Seattle Seahawks get a need on offense, gets Russell Wilson some help. Take Cortland Sutton out of SMU. Is it my turn?
Sure.
All right. With the 19th overall selection, the Dallas Cowboys select Leighton Vander Esch.
Woohoo, we got another one together. Woo!
All right.
Wow, that's the first one for you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Linebacker out of Boise State. This is a depth pick for them because the Dallas Cowboys were hot garbage when Sean Lee was out of the lineup.
Sean Lee's always out of the lineup.
I know. That's why Dallas has been a lot of hot
My
garbage last
rationale
year.
exactly.
And then
It's like
this
we're in a
will
mind meld.
this will help offset the loss of Anthony Hitchens as well, who signed with the Kansas City Chiefs.
True.
Well, Dorf, go ahead.
Leighton Vander Esch, Boise State. Sean.
With the 19th overall pick, Dallas Cowboys select Kelvin Ridley, wide receiver.
Good pick, too. But, I mean,
No,
Terrence Williams is going to be
Yeah.
your number one guy?
Yeah, you got
Ew.
you got to get him out there, especially if you have a duo like Zeke and Preston. So, yeah, if you have a duo like that, you need a receiver out there who you can actually count on. So
Preston.
Preston,
Scott?
yeah, Preston Scott.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, Dak Prescott. Fuck, my mind's everywhere right now.
All right, Sean.
Yes.
Go ahead and get 20 going.
Okay, we're doing this one.
See, you guys are
Hometown team here.
I know.
with our hometown team with the 20th overall pick. Detroit Lions select Dayron Payne, defensive tackle out of Alabama.
I wouldn't be disappointed, but my favorite player's still on the board and they didn't take him.
All right, Dorf.
Yeah.
On 3. Who?
1,
2, 3. Harold Landry.
Outside linebacker from Boston College. Especially if the familiarity with the new defensive coordinator was his position coach at college.
Paul Pasqualoni.
And the scheme shift to the kind of very variable style that comes with Matt Patricia coming over. He's the perfect player for that. And desperately feels a need and ability to rush the passer without his hand in the dirt. Harold Landry, please, for the love of God, if he's still there, which I don't think he will be, take him. Detroit, I'm begging you. Take him.
Oh, he's a Boston College guy too. Comes from that part of the nation where all of a sudden the Lions love to
Take people out of
take people out of. Not necessarily draft picks, but personnel,
executives,
yeah.
coaches.
All right. You want me to get 21
Well, I mean,
going?
how you end up on the staff is you had to work at Syracuse at one point. That's how it works.
With the 21st overall pick, the Cincinnati Bengals select Will Hernandez, no relation, offensive guard out of UTEP.
It's a good pick. Fills a need.
Yep.
Cincinnati literally needs a whole new offensive line. They have one. Clint Bowling is a very good guard. They need 4 guys to go with him.
Yeah. Big need here, and he fills it. So Will Hernandez, offensive guard out of UTEP. Dorf, go ahead.
I'm going to go with the same position but different player. They will select Billy Price. Can play both guard and center from Ohio State. Yes, he did get hurt at the combine, partial pec tear, but should be ready to go for training camp. Should be a day one starter at center or guard wherever they decide to use him.
Nice.
Go ahead, Sean.
This one, you guys might laugh at me, but I really do believe this to happen. The 21th overall pick, Cincinnati selects
20. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm looking at it. Go ahead.
quarterback Lamar Jackson.
It's not.
I do believe the
Andy
Andy Dalton era is over with.
He is not owed
He
any
is-
more guaranteed
yes.
money after this year.
I know that's what I'm saying. I think he's over with, and
Savage, man. That's a good. That's
No, I think
that's
that's
not
a
a
good
bad pick.
No, I think that's a good
so
thing.
I do believe the Dalton era is over with, and obviously he's been there for what 8 years now, 7 years, something like that.
Seems like forever.
Yeah, and they haven't done anything. You know,
I don't know.
You got to move on.
I don't know if the Bengals are smart enough to make that pick, considering.
I mean, Marvin Lewis is still their coach.
Yeah, considering exactly.
That's true.
That's true.
Who gets 22nd going?
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
22nd overall pick, the Buffalo Bills select center James Daniels of Iowa. Hard charger late here in this draft process on people's boards. Watched some film on him again this weekend. Was only familiar with him from other people's analysis of him. Holy shit, is he athletic. Jason Kelsey, except stronger. Crap, that's going to be a good NFL player.
My turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
With the 22nd overall pick, in a trade with the Buffalo Bills, the Cleveland Browns select Could be a stretch here, but whatever. Minka Fitzpatrick, safety out of Alabama, and I mean a stretch because he very well
should
may
have been
not.
gone. a
Yeah,
while ago.
he very well may be gone at this point, but the Browns take Minka Fitzpatrick, and all of a sudden they're once again proclaimed the winners of the first round.
They cleaned up.
Yeah. That's it. John, go
All
ahead.
right. With the 22nd overall pick, Buffalo selects guard center James Daniels. That's who I know. I think that's
Yours and my first one together.
so. Yeah, I do believe that's what they need.
I mean, I didn't have a sleepover with you guys last night.
I know it's crazy.
We watched movies,
We did.
Disney movies.
Did you have buttered popcorn?
Yes, we did.
Yes, and it was pepper jack buttered popcorn.
Ooh. Gotta invite me over next time.
We will.
All right,
Yeah.
next.
Who's going to go?
All right,
Me?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
All right. With the 23rd overall pick, the New England Patriots select outside linebacker Rashawn
Evans from Alabama.
Okay, good pick. Like it, fills a need.
Yep.
They desperately need to get faster at linebacker.
Mhm.
That definitely will help take care of that.
And then also with former Alabama, what's his name? The other linebacker they have.
Dante Hightower?
Yes, Dante Hightower.
If he's ever healthy again.
Yes, if he's healthy.
You know,
I think Hightower's on the way out. He's slow.
Yeah.
Adam, what about you?
With the 23rd overall pick, the New England Patriots select Rashawn Evans, linebacker, Alabama. Versatile, extremely versatile, can play in the 3-4, the 4-3.
All right. First kind of shocker for me here in a while. 23rd overall selection, the New England Patriots draft the QB of the future,
Wow.
Lamar Jackson from Louisville.
that wouldn't be bad. It's a smart idea. It's a smart move.
They will take a quarterback in rounds 1 or 2 this year. Mark my words.
They have to.
I think they're going to. It's this, or if they wait, they'll take the gentleman from Richmond whose name is escaping me. Kyle Aletta. I will probably in round 2 will probably be the guy. If not, Lamar Jackson right here.
Where's he out of again?
Richmond.
Richmond, that's right. Spiders.
Woot woot.
Rich what? It's a good movie. Coach Carter. You ever see
Yes.
Coach Carter?
Good movie. I haven't watched that in forever.
All right. My turn?
Yes.
24th overall pick, the Carolina Panthers select Jair Alexander, cornerback,
Me too.
Louisville.
Well, you guys.
Again, Panthers, huge need right now, cornerback.
It needs really all over the place.
Yeah, they do. Again, best
Yeah,
player
a little
available at this
fast.
best player available at this point right now. So Carolina Panthers.
That's like
Jair
exactly
Alexander.
my rationale. High five.
Yep.
Sean, what about you?
With the 24th overall pick, Carolina Panthers select DJ Moore, wide receiver out of Maryland.
I don't get everybody's infatuation with DJ Moore, but yeah.
I'm like,
They
it's
do need a receiver too,
Yes,
desperately.
they do. Yeah. So, and I think that with DJ Moore, he can kind of
The clown shows they were running out there
right.
in the
You
playoffs is
had
bad.
Funchess. That's all you had, and Olsen.
Funchess and a guy that was
Yeah.
in UDFA
Yeah.
across from him.
Mm-hmm. So, and even though Cam Newton can't throw an accurate pass, but they do need receivers. So,
All right, Sean, go ahead and get.
Keep skipping me, man.
Oh, I'm sorry,
go ahead,
Dorf.
Dorf,
Go
go.
ahead. Get
Go
your-
ahead.
25th overall selection. The Tennessee Titans select Adam's cousin, Will Hernandez. Distant cousin. Guard from UTEP.
I'll be cousins with him now. He's getting that first round money. Go ahead.
Will Hernandez, there's 2 knocks on him. He's kind of short, small school. Other than that, hell of a prospect. Great, just beast of a guard.
We Mexicans are usually not that tall.
I mean, his school is right on the border.
It is. Yep.
Just saying. No.
jeez, Pete.
Disavow that statement, Sean.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. It is.
I mean, it's look at the map. El Paso's on the border.
With a horrible city on the other side of the border.
Yeah, is that Juarez?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
And who you picked?
I have Will Hernandez.
And you didn't pick it. Okay.
I picked
So
it.
I'll go real quick. With the 25th overall pick, Tennessee Titans select Harold Landry, defensive end from Boston College.
I've seen him there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't think. I hope he doesn't make it that far.
I hope he doesn't either. With the 25th selection, excuse me, the Tennessee Titans select Billy Price, center out of Ohio State. I think they're getting very good value at this spot.
Can play him at center or guard, depending. And also, same thing with Ben Jones, their current center. Can move him over as well. So good value, good versatility.
Good boost too for the offensive line. So
they do need a left guard.
All right, who's next?
Go ahead.
All right, me. 26,
Yep.
26th overall selection. The Atlanta Falcons select Taven Bryan, defensive tackle out of Florida. No. No.
That's what I have too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Interesting thing with this guy is I've seen this all around. A lot of people are marking him as potentially a guy that could be a better NFL player than he is a college player. He's listed at 291 pounds, and he had a 40 below 5.0. Will provide the Falcons with nice depth on the defensive front. Yada, 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 yada. Dorf, anything you also want to add to that?
I've around the mock draft community, I've heard the phrase "next JJ Watt" thrown around.
Ooh.
Wow. Hold your horses, unless of course you want an incredibly talented player who's always hurt. I don't see that, but then again, I didn't see anything in JJ Watt coming out of college either, and look what he's blossomed into.
Yeah.
Very, very talented, fits a need. Very scheme versatile as well, and plus very, very, very fast for a defensive tackle. Very, very good pick at 26 overall.
Sean?
The 26th overall pick, Atlanta selects Taven Bryan,
defensive tackle.
Wow, super
First
consensus.
one, yes.
First one for all of us.
That's the first.
That's the first all three of us. Yes.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Wow,
That's
it's
the
26th.
That's the first one for us.
We didn't. I thought Saquon Barkley was all three.
No.
Who did not have Barkley going to number 2?
Oh wait, yeah, my bad. That's all of us. My bad. That was the second one. My bad. I forgot that.
Say who's the idiot
Who's
that
the
did
idiot that have him going to number 2?
Yeah.
I mean, the only way you could not be an idiot is if you have him going to number 1.
My bad.
All right,
All right,
Sean.
I'll go with the next one. All right, with the 27th overall selection, the New Orleans Saints select guard center Frank Ragnow.
Okay. Frank Ragnarok.
Yeah. I know. Every time I kept on reading that, I kept on saying Ragnarok. I'm like, no, it's not. But yeah,
Very talented.
he's very talented. He's I think a good fit for them. They need the offensive line, especially at the end of this sign Brees to a 2-year contract.
Correct.
Yeah, so obviously, they're gonna want to protect us Super Bowl Hall of Famer, a couple more years.
Ragnar would probably play guard for him right away because they still do have Alex Maxson. Shit, who's the center?
I will bring it up right now.
They have a center. I'm forgetting
All
who it
teams
is.
have centers.
No, they have a good center already. But Ragnar can play guard. That's where I'll probably start the year at probably right guard.
Okay.
Their center is Unger.
Brian Unger. Oh yeah, Brian Unger, very good player.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dorf.
Oh, Max Unger. Sorry,
Yeah.
Max Unger. With the 27th overall selection, I have the New Orleans Saints taking linebacker Rashaan Evans from Alabama. Can never have enough talent on that defense, who surprised everybody last year. Doesn't mean you don't need to add talent to it.
Good call.
Rashaan Evans, excellent pick here at this spot.
With the 27th overall pick, the New Orleans Saints selects Hayden Hurst, tight end, South Carolina. They missed out on Jimmy Graham this offseason.
Colby Fleener continues to be a dunce.
Yep, and I think Hayden Hurst is going to be a nice fit for that offense. And Drew Brees gets another weapon that he can play around with. Hayden Hurst.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
With the 28th overall selection, the Pittsburgh Steelers take running back Darius Geis from LSU, twofold Le'Veon Bell Insurance and Le'Veon
smart.
Bell Leverage.
Ooh, I like
Now
that.
you can't be held hostage in negotiations, so if he wants to stick around, he'll have to do it at the right price. And you have a two-headed monster while they're here. And you don't need Le'Veon Bell to touch the ball 500 times in a year.
Interesting. Very, very
Darius
interesting.
Geis.
Nice.
Sean, go ahead.
With the 28th overall pick, Pittsburgh selects Leighton Vander Esch, outside linebacker. They need to replace Shazier. Who knows if
He's here, yep.
Yes, if he ever comes back, hopefully he does. That'd be cool. But I think they need to replace
He's
him.
smart, he never will.
Right. They need to replace him and get that linebacking core going again. Obviously, T.J. Watt is actually an uprising, looking pretty darn solid.
Very good edge rusher.
Yep.
Him and Bud Dupree.
Yep.
Look out.
I know. So if they get a little bit more pressure in the middle, it'd be dangerous.
All right. With the 28th overall pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Lamar Jackson, quarterback out of Louisville.
It's not a bad spot for him.
Big arm, good legs, perfect fit for.
Doesn't need to play right away.
Yep. Well, could play next
'cause
season.
Roethlisberger's going to get hurt eventually.
Well, Roethlisberger's on retirement watch too. It's going to seem like going every offseason now. So, Lamar Jackson. I'll go ahead and get 29 started. 29th overall selection. The Jacksonville Jaguars select DJ Moore, wide receiver out of Maryland. You have Blake Bortles as your quarterback. I don't think you could ever give him enough help. It also
cut
fits
their
a need
top
as well.
two guys too. I mean, they lost on the Allen Robinson sweepstakes,
Yep.
and then cut Allen Hurns.
Yep.
So they need a couple receivers.
Yep.
Yep.
Go ahead. Whoever
I
wants
also
to
have
go.
him selecting DJ Moore. Don't understand the obsession with him. I would think Cortland Sutton would be a better pick right here. However, I've seen DJ Moore slotted a lot right here, and that's why I went with him. Not because I like him, but that's because I think what'll happen.
Yeah.
I'm also in the receiver category, but I don't have him because I had DJ Moore already going. I have him taking Christian Kirk out of Texas A&M.
I love Christian Kirk. He's a hell of an athlete. He's Brady. He's as athletic and fast in space as Brady Cooks. Hell of a player. I like Christian Kirk a lot.
So I believe that he's going to go there.
Dorf, go ahead.
All right, with the 30th overall selection, I have the Minnesota Vikings taking offensive lineman Isaiah Wynn of Georgia. He did play left tackle for Georgia, however, he's only 6'2", and that ain't gonna fly in the NFL. I have him an instant day one starter, replacing Joe Berger at left guard.
Nice. With the 30th overall pick, Minnesota selects Adam's cousin, Will Hernandez. So, yeah, obviously, kind of like what you said, they need to replace that guard situation. I think Hernandez would be the best fit for them.
It's a good pick for them, too. Especially with how they're going to want to run the ball.
Yep. They have that
Dalvin
duo
Cook.
with Cook. Yeah.
That'll be good. That'll be very, very good.
All right, with the 30th overall selection, the Minnesota Vikings select Isaiah Wynn, guard out of Georgia. Next offensive lineman up, please. That's it.
Okay.
All right, I'll do this next one. With the 31st overall pick, the New England Patriots select Jar Alexander, corner.
Okay, make sure you get that consensus in there.
Oh,
30th. Both at Isaiah Wynn.
Simmer down. Simmer down.
So you have the Patriots taking Wynn?
No. Jair Alexander.
Oh, Jair Alexander.
Yeah, corner.
Okay.
So.
Not a bad pick. Across from Stephon Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Go ahead,
selection.
Dorf.
All right, with the 31st overall pick, the New England Patriots select offensive tackle Colton Miller. Will be forced into day one duty at left tackle, will likely struggle mightily as a rookie, but still does have the potential to actually be just like the guy he's replacing, Nate Solder.
Yep.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a need. With 31st overall selection, the New England Patriots select Mike Gesicki, tight end out of Penn State. Again, this is Gronk insurance here because I don't think Gronk is going to live out the rest of his...
He's not going to finish his contract?
I will say this. I don't think Gronk is going to finish out his...
Full usefulness?
Yes, there we go. And
Not like they don't need a second tight end anyway.
Exactly. They always find uses in second tight ends in New England. Mike Gesicki is going to be that guy.
Do you think that they could be kind of like duo with Gronk and Hernandez back in the day?
Gesicki's not the same type of player as Adam Hernandez.
Yeah, he isn't.
God.
He isn't.
Jesus Christ.
That was intentional, bud.
Oh, okay.
Compared you to
I was-
Aaron Hernandez.
I was
Okay.
trying to get a rise out of you.
Oh,
Aaron Hernandez.
I didn't kill anybody.
That was awesome.
Aaron Hernandez, R.I.P. in peace.
Aaron Hernandez, whatever.
Yeah.
You can hang yourself twice over.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ.
Hashtag harsh.
You killed people.
You did. All right.
I don't agree with the death penalty, but if you want to take your own life, have at it.
You saved us a lot of tax money.
All
Should
right.
I go?
Sure.
Want me go?
Why not?
All right. 32nd overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champion.
Champs are here.
Philadelphia Eagles select. Help me out with the name again. Is it Sonny Michel?
Sony Michel.
Sony Michel, running back out of Georgia. Eagles can afford to take a guy like this at this spot.
Well, they won. They were very successful with a three-headed monster at running back. They still have Jay Ajayi. They'll still have Corey Clement. They need to replace LeGarrette Blount. And Michel's not a bad.
No, I think he
guy
fits
to do
well
that
with
with.
Peterson's system too. So,
However,
very
the only
effective
reason
play.
I don't think they'll do it there, they don't have a pick again until the 4th round.
oh, okay.
So I'm worried about taking a luxury selection when you don't have a selection until day 3.
Okay,
Also, a possible trade down there.
quite possibly.
All right.
Go ahead.
My selection, 32nd overall for the Philadelphia Eagles, is corner Mike Hughes from UCF. They traded for what's his nuts, who then promptly got himself in trouble, and they cut him. So they need a corner. They're going to take another corner. Mike Hughes it is. UCF.
I am going to end it off with the Philadelphia Eagles trading down because they need more draft picks because they only
They have
have
3 in the 4th round,
yes,
but they don't have
they have
any until
the 2nd or the 3rd round. I don't know who they're going to trade to, but I do believe they're going to trade down to get more picks.
So who do you have going to 32nd? Nobody?
Nobody right now because I don't know exactly who I can think of.
Okay.
It was tough because like the only teams I could think of that they could possibly trade down to was Carolina or back with Cleveland again, but I don't think Cleveland's gonna want to trade up to that and lose draft picks.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Anybody want to hear my next 4 rounds? Just kidding. Just a few headlines from it, though, while I've got it. Guys that you had going in the 1st round that I have Sony Michel going in the 1st pick of the 2nd round. You guys had Josh Jackson going in the 1st round. I'm going 2nd pick. Let's see. Cortland Sutton, I have him going at pick over 40 overall to Denver. Another guy. Who else? Did you have Hayden Hurst going in the 1st round?
I did, yes.
Okay, I have him going at pick 42 to Miami. A guy that I really, really like that I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in round 1, I have Lorenzo Carter from Georgia going at the 43rd pick to New England.
Where do you have Christian Kirk going?
I have Christian Kirk going at pick 39 to Chicago.
Okay.
Where do you have Colton Miller going?
I have him going 31.
Yeah, he has him at
31.
30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Another guy's Frank Ragnow, guy that you had. I have him going at 51 to Detroit. And local guys next QBs off the board. I have 2 in a row at 15 and 16 in the 2nd round, being 47 and 48th overall. Arizona taking Mason Rudolph, and the Chargers taking Kyle Lauletta from Richmond. And that's all the QB action.
Kyle Loretta is one of those guys that a lot of people are getting high on right now, and he's starting to jump up the draft boards a little
Sure.
bit.
Another guy that I wouldn't be surprised, kind of workout warrior if he doesn't end up in the 1st round, that being Lawrence Armstrong. He's an edge rusher from Kansas. I've seen him anywhere from 1st round to the 4th round in mock drafts. Maurice Hurst, local kid, defensive tackle from Michigan. I'm going 49th overall to Indianapolis.
Could be a 1st round guy if it wasn't
Could be a
for
1st round,
the
very
heart
definitely
issue.
a 1st round guy without that hard issue at the combine. Let's see. And that's pretty much it of the notables.
All right.
Oh, yes, and the guy we hinted at earlier might be a 1st round pick, which would make 5 for Alabama. That would be Ronnie Harrison, safety. I have him going at pick 35, so missing it just by 3 picks.
All right. Sean, do we have some news?
Yes, we do. Starting
You
off.
skipped a segment, man.
Oh, we did?
What
I'm
did we-
sorry.
what did
I'm
we
sorry.
skip?
I'm sorry.
You missed stupid shit of the week.
Oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Dorf. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Stupid shit of the week. Jay Feely is an announcer on CBS, former NFL kicker, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
For
Because
the
there was
Eagles.
also a quarterback with the last name Feely. He's a former kicker.
Isn't it
Posted
AJ
a prom picture with his daughter and her boyfriend, him holding a handgun, him standing in between the two of them,
Yeah.
unloaded, like it turns out.
And the funny thing is,
People flipped out, not realizing this is a very normal thing for middle America, this kind of shit. They do this kind of funny shit because it's funny to them all the time. Jay Feely is a public figure, probably should have gauged his audience a little better, but in this case, no harm, no foul. I just hope CBS doesn't can him for it.
I agree with you, Dorf, actually. I think that... I don't think this... He probably should have gauged the audience, should have gauged the atmosphere of the country a little bit better. I don't think that
it's hard. It's funny.
I don't
You know
think this.
what? You know what the joke is? You know, you go to pick up the girl from the house the first time. Dad throws a shotgun shell at you. Well, if she's not back before 10, the next one comes a lot faster. Or something.
The
kind of joke is the oldest thing in the book.
Yeah, I don't know how something like this
And
gets.
It's very funny to a lot of people.
How does something like this get out? Did he post it on social
He
media?
posted it on Instagram
and Twitter.
Yeah. See, that's the dumb.
yeah.
That's the dumbest thing that he could have done
Yeah.
with this. Is posting something like that on Twitter.
Right, exactly.
Or Instagram, or whatever it is. Don't post something like that on social media because you know what's going to happen in response to it.
Or just don't do it.
Or was that your intention?
But the funny what I was reading, that's actually his daughter's boyfriend from it's for 3 years now.
Yeah, they've been together.
Yeah.
I think he said just over a year.
Was it? Okay.
And it's non-apology, clarification, I would call it. They've been together a while. He was in on it. They all thought it was funny.
Just don't post it on social
Exactly.
media.
Just don't even do it.
Yeah.
Or
Take normal pictures.
That is a normal picture in a lot of places.
Okay.
That's my point. That is a normal picture in a lot of places.
All right. What player do you want your team to take? Since we are here in Detroit.
Harold Landry.
What was that?
My voice is gone. That was kind of an act, but Harold Landry. For the love of God, please take Harold Landry.
I want them. I mean, I have them taking Harold Landry, and I would be thrilled if they selected him. I'm good though with any.
Marcus Davenport isn't a bad alternative.
I wouldn't be unhappy with any defensive lineman though. At that that spot, I'll be happy with any one of those. I think they desperately need some type of defensive lineman, whether it's a tackle or whether it's an edge rusher. I'd prefer an edge rusher, but I'd be okay with an interior guy as well. Sean?
I agree with you guys. Obviously I have Daron Payne being selected by the Detroit Lions. I'm totally cool with Landry, Payne, Davenport. Like you said, get help on that defensive line. Detroit needs that the most.
For Detroit specifically, there's about two positions I don't want him taking. Don't want him taking in any circumstance a quarterback, or
They won't. They won't take a quarterback.
A wide receiver?
offensive tackle. I won't even be that mad at a wide receiver because here's the deal. Golden Tate is in the last year of his deal. I don't want him to resign him. I don't think he's going to be worth it. He's the type of guy I think his athleticism is fading quickly. Yes, he'll still be a ball magnet, still catch a lot of balls probably this next year. At the same time, he's struggling to get open. He needs the defense to forget about him. And now, crafty veteran can make that happen. Look at Anquan Bolden. I think his 40-yard dash for the last 5 years of his career started with a 5. Still was able to get open and catch a ton of balls in traffic. Golden Tate isn't quite as physically imposing.
I don't want them to take. I wouldn't be angry.
I don't think they need a safety. I don't think they should take a safety either.
No, they don't need a safety. I wouldn't mind if they go and take another cornerback opposite of Darius Slay.
Never have enough corners.
No,
Yeah.
I don't mind. I wouldn't mind. I don't know if they exactly need an interior. Well, they just took one last year.
Interior offensive lineman?
No, interior linebacker.
Davis, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, if they take Leighton Vander Esch, I'm not going to be upset. Because Leighton Vander Esch is going to be a guy that's never going to leave the field in the new type of defense that they're going to run.
I just like Landry for the same reasons at this spot too that I like Quentin Nelson. I mean, you're getting a guy who's going to be extremely familiar with the scheme already coming in. So I like that.
Taven Bryan's not a bad pick either.
Right.
I like Taven Bryan. I haven't been hot about Landry or Bryan.
Sean, anything else to add?
Not to that point.
All right, then let's go ahead and bring up the news then.
All right. San Francisco Giants first baseman Brandon Belt. Dorf and I talked about this before the show. He broke the record for pitch at bats the other night. 21 pitches with one at bat. Took 13 minutes. 28 minutes for the first inning.
Off 15 straight.
It was crazy. I was watching that game.
Who won the battle?
The pitcher, Jamie Barrera, whatever his name is.
Lined out to right on pitch 21.
Yeah. Still, it's just like
a laser to the right fielder.
What do you guys? What's more impressive, from the batter's perspective or the pitcher's perspective?
Well,
at
the
that
pitcher
point?
did well. He threw.
He only got to it was a 2-2 count.
No, it was a 3-2.
Was it 3-2 count?
Yeah,
okay.
ball 3 was on pitch 7.
Okay. That's pretty impressive. Keep throwing strikes for
14
like
straight that were close enough for Brandon Bell, the guy with good plate discipline, to swing.
that's both ways is actually pretty
And
impressive.
they were all quality pitches enough
Yeah.
that he didn't put them in play.
yeah.
Fouled them all off.
Like I said, my badass of the week was Oakland starting pitcher Sean Murray. I threw the no-hitter against Boston Red Sox. Dorf laughed about it. He was like, "Oh, it's just still there's 17 wins, but still." Adam and I agreed it's still a no-hitter.
And Manea didn't know he had a no-hitter going until the 8th because shortstop Marcus Semien made an error early in the game that Manea thought was a hit. So he had no idea until the 8th inning that he had a no-hitter going.
That's funny. And then also, ex-linebacker for the Cowboys, Greg Hardy, makes his MMA debut on June 12th against Brandon Sales.
It is a USC
UFC sanctioned event.
Yeah. So,
Hope he gets his ass beat.
yeah,
I hope he does,
we'll
too.
see. Yeah, it would be interesting to see how he does.
So does his girlfriend too.
That's true. That is very true. And then tonight...
Kind of doing the same thing. War Machine got thrown in jail.
For
Beating the shit out of what's her name?
I think Christy Mack is her name.
That sounds right.
She's a porn star.
Yes.
I knew that.
Yeah, you knew that.
As Dorf watches her all the time. And then also tonight, Utah Jazz are looking to take a 3-1 lead over the Oklahoma Thunder.
Who would have saw that coming?
I know. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can do that tonight.
Should have never traded away Victor Oladipo.
No, and he's been lighting it up in Indy too.
Mm-hmm.
That series tied at 2, by the way.
Yeah.
Series is tied at
2-2 against Cavaliers.
I don't talk about any of that. That's not surprising me too much, though. But that series is at 2-2.
Nate McMillan's done a hell of a job in Indy. Those guys are peaking at the right time and taking advantage of the Cavaliers' dysfunction. And Tristan Thompson, keep it in your pants, man. Jesus.
Were you guys at all surprised by what happened to the Trailblazers?
No.
Getting punked?
Getting swept right out of it by New Orleans.
I'm not really shocked on it.
No, New Orleans
Anthony
has the best
Davis
player on the
is a
floor.
friggin' beast. Yeah,
New Orleans has the best player on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I'm trying to think if there's any other.
Everything else is pretty much
Sad news too. Greg Popovich, wife passing
Yeah.
away. That sucks. That is awful.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't. I don't even know if he's. I can't imagine him coming back in this series at all.
I don't think they're going to win.
Well, they're probably not going to win.
Yeah,
they won the other night. What is that? Is it 2-1 right
It's
now?
3-1 right now.
Is it 3-1 right now?
It's 3-1.
Okay.
You know what? At the same time, if I don't know the name of the general manager or the team owner in San Antonio off the top of my head. I just don't. I wouldn't let him back in the building.
Yeah.
I would let him.
Hey, Greg, we got this, man.
No, you know what I'd tell him? I wouldn't.
You take whatever time you need.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I said.
Right.
We got this, man.
I mean, coming back and coaching may be what he wants to do to kind of help him
get his mind off
get his
it,
mind
yeah,
off
do
things.
whatever.
If that's something that he wants to do, I'm okay with that. But I tell him, I tell him, Pop, you know what? You take all the time in the world you need. You've certainly earned it. If you don't want to come back this season at all,
okay,
that's perfectly fine. We'll take care of the rest of it for you.
We got it.
Yeah. In hockey, I mentioned it earlier. Second round of the NHL playoffs in the Western Conference.
And what's the guy? I forget the guy's name, but tore his MCL and
he was still
hat-trick.
playing something. I can't.
Still
I saw
played.
that.
Scored
It's
a
like
hat trick.
Collier or something. I can't.
For
remember.
who?
It's for Philly.
Yeah.
Oh, for Philly. Yeah, they
Yes.
got bounced though.
Yeah. All right, but I have one last thing real quick. The horse that's named after Gronkowski is actually not going to be in the Kentucky Derby on May 5th. He is out with the flu.
Horse gets the
horse
flu?
got a flu. So they took him out of the...
It's a horse flu?
I guess
It's a
so.
swine flu.
I don't
Hanging
know.
out with his barnyard friends
I
too
don't
much?
know.
I mean, better not get near that horse then. I mean, that's the next new thing with these flu cases is,
I
all of a sudden
know.
a horse flu now is reaping across the United States.
First bird flu, then swine flu, and now
Yeah.
horse flu.
Yeah.
What's next? Alligator flu?
Squirrel flu.
Those damn Cajuns hanging out with all them gators.
Squirrels. Those darn squirrels.
That'd be something Sean gets from visiting his relatives up north.
No, probably raccoon flu.
Yeah, raccoon flu or
no.
possum flu.
Geese. Get a goose flu.
Everybody gets goose flu. Geese are the worst. Screw
Are
those
they?
things.
Do you get geese? You get flu from geese?
I don't
Dude,
know.
they shit everywhere.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
I don't know. For some reason, that's not.
They just eat grass. They
eat grass and grubs.
Eat grass and shit out grass everywhere, like undigested because they're morons.
And they're actually good to eat.
Of course, you eat them.
They are. There's
I have not had goose. I've heard the same thing. It's very fatty, isn't it?
It's greasy and fatty, but it's really good.
greasy.
Isn't duck greasy though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bird is generally greasy.
Mm-hmm.
Duck is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Never had duck.
Only had it a couple times, but it was excellent.
I've never had duck when I ate meat. The weirdest stuff I've ever ate when I was eating meat though was alligator
That's
and rabbit.
so good.
Gator's
Gator's
too.
so good. Rabbit's amazing.
I have not had rabbit, but gator.
Rabbit's so good.
Rabbit's dark meat, isn't it?
Yes.
Gator is excellent deep fried.
Yeah, if you cook gator right, it literally tastes just like chicken. It really does.
I had gator at a
Gator's
at this
excellent
local
deep fried.
restaurant here in that area, and I got sick off of it.
Was
My
it
cat-
old school the
I had
TC
gator
Gators?
cooked-
Yeah.
Yeah, they closed. That was not.
Oh my God.
I had it there
Oh.
once, and I was like, this
I had
didn't
like
taste.
gator and a crab cake. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
I always have gator when I go down the floor.
Have you had moose,
Yes,
Sean?
moose
Of course.
is so
I've had
good.
moose too.
Moose
Yeah.
is so good.
Have you had bear, Sean?
Yes, actually, I have bears.
I have not had bear.
Bear is
Also
so
very
good.
greasy.
Yes.
You ever had chimpanzee?
No, because I think that's
Yeah, bison.
illegal. Yes, bison's so good.
Bison is like beef, but like better.
There's a bison farm right next to my work.
Bison farm by my house.
I know.
All right, you guys. Anything else you want to add?
Meat is tasty, Adam. Come back to the light
Yes.
side.
No, thank you. Meat is murder, but anyways.
That's a subject for another show.
Yeah, maybe the politics show, which you can catch.
Politics of meat.
Politics of the Empire. I don't know. That's kind of a
May 8th will be the next one of them.
Yep, May 8th.
Tuesday.
Catch it over on theempiremedia.com. Anyways, though, everybody enjoy the upcoming NFL draft this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Should be a good one. Should be a fun one. Hopefully, your team doesn't disappoint you. But we'll be back next week, though, to do some crying or do some cheering, yelling, whatever. So
Break
stay
it all
tuned.
down.
Yep, so stay tuned for that. So for Dorf and Shawn, I'm Adam. Bye for now, everybody.